Today, we delve into the heart-pounding world of high-stakes heists as we explore the top 5 biggest bank robberies in history. From cunning strategies to daring escapes, our journey begins in 1963 with the infamous Great Train Robbery in the UK. A gang of masked thieves stopped a Royal Mail train, making off with millions in cash. The audacity of the plan and the clever execution captivated the world. But did they manage to get away with it? Stick around to find out. On August 8, 1963, 15 men planned and executed a heist on a Royal Mail train carrying millions in cash. Standing in wait for the train to pass Brudago Bridge, north of London, the robbers changed the green track signal to red using batteries, bringing the train to a halt. Standing in wait for the train to pass Brudago Bridge, north of London, the robbers changed the green track signal to red using batteries, bringing the train to a halt. When CO driver David Whitby went to investigate, he was thrown over the railway embankment. Meanwhile, the driver of the train, Jack Mills, was hit around the head and knocked unconscious. The gang fled the scene within 30 minutes, taking 128 sacks with them. Later, a guard patrolling the other 10 cars still stationary in Cheddington realized the gravity of the situation and called authorities. The men knew when the train would come, which car contained the sacks of cash, how little security there was on the train, and the right place to stop the train. The first robber police apprehended for the Great Train Robbery was Roger Caudry, a florist from Bournemouth. His landlord tipped of the police after he had given her rent payments 3 months in advance. After police arrested Caudry, they used knowledge of his associates to capture 12 more robbers. These men faced trial for the Great Train Robbery in 1964, with all but 5 receiving sentences of 30 years in prison.
Fast forward to 2005 in Brazil, where a group of thieves spent months digging a tunnel leading directly into the Banco Central's vault. The scale and precision of this operation were unparalleled. How did they pull it off, and what happened next? You won't believe the twists in this incredible story. In 2005, a group of robbers rented a building in Fortaleza, Brazil in the name of an artificial turf company. In reality, the group wasn't making synthetic turf, they were digging a tunnel more than 250 feet long to the city's Banco Central Bank branch. The robbers took about 3 months to dig the tunnel from the rented building to the bank. On the first weekend in August, the team broke through the bank floor and made off with more than 150 million Brazilian reals, around $70 million at the time. It wasn't until Monday that employees at the bank realized the theft had occurred. 2 months later, the supposed leader of the robbery, 26-year-old Luis Fernando Ribeiro, was kidnapped and held for ransom. After his family paid $890,000 in ransom, the kidnappers killed him and left his body on a road outside Rio de Janeiro. The New York Times reported at the time that some state prosecutors in Brazil believed police officers may have been involved in Ribeiro's kidnapping and murder. Over the following weeks, authorities arrested several individuals connected to the heist. Some of the stolen money was recovered, but a significant portion remained missing. The authorities faced challenges in locating the criminals and the rest of the stolen funds.
Diamonds may be forever, but not when a group of Italian thieves decided to make them disappear. In 2003, they infiltrated the Antwerp Diamond Center, bypassing security systems with finesse. The sheer value of the stolen diamonds will leave you stunned. The mastermind behind the heist was Leonardo Notarbartolo, an Italian criminal with a history of non-violent thefts. The group rented an office space in the Antwerp Diamond Center and used it as a base for several months to carefully study the security systems and layout of the building. On the weekend of the heist, they disabled the vault security system and bypassed multiple layers of security, including a lock with 100 million possible combinations. They then entered the vault, cracked the safe deposit boxes, and stole an estimated $100 million to $500 million worth of diamonds, gold, and other jewels. The heist was discovered on the morning of February the 17th, when the staff of the Antwerp Diamond Center returned to work after the weekend. The thieves left behind a number of clues, including a partially eaten sandwich and a heat sensor they forgot to deactivate. However, the thieves managed to escape before law enforcement could apprehend them. Leonardo Notarbartolo was eventually arrested in Italy and sentenced to 10 years in prison in 2005. However, the stolen diamonds were never fully recovered, and the identity of some of the other individuals involved in the heist remains unknown. The Antwerp diamond heist is often compared to a Hollywood movie plot due to its elaborate planning and execution.
Our final stop takes us to London in 2015, where a group of elderly thieves pulled off a heist at the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Company. The meticulous planning and execution, coupled with the age of the perpetrators, make this one of the most intriguing heists of all time. After staff locked up the building for the Easter bank holiday weekend, CCTV footage showed the thieves arrive in a van posing as gas repairmen and managing to get into the building via a fire escape. They then abseiled down a lift shaft and drilled a large hole through a thick concrete wall to gain access to the deposit boxes. In total, the raid took 2 days, in part because their 10-ton hydraulic ram was faulty, forcing them to leave and come back later. After spending several hours drilling through the wall, Seed was one of 2 men who climbed through the vault and broke into 70 safe deposit boxes, having taken off with what they could find. The vault was covered in debris and the floor was strewn with discarded safe deposit boxes and numerous power tools, including an angle grinder, concrete drills, and crowbars, the Daily Telegraph reported. The heist was dubbed the largest burglary in English legal history by Philip Evans QC, based on the value of what was stolen. The scale of the operation matched the size of the haul. It had been 3 years in the making, planned during regular meetings at the Castle Pub on Pentonville Road in Islington, North London.